Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining us. My name is Inbal. I'm a psychic tarot reader and witch, and I am broadcasting at you live right here in the UK. I'm part of the Bigfoot family, of the Bigfoot Outlaw family. We're a paranormal channel going coast to coast and across the world, dealing with all manners of esoteric investigation and readings. I would love to welcome all of you to the show. We have a lot of regulars, and it's such a joy to see you and anyone who is joining us live on Facebook, live on YouTube, and perhaps even listening on any of the good podcasting channels. If you're watching us live, come in, say hello, leave us a message, leave us a comment, and let us know whether you are getting involved in today's topic. I have the best treat for you. You want to brace yourselves. Today, we're going to be talking about mediumship, about connecting with the afterlife, with people who have gone before us. And I have an expert for you who is passionate about the topic and who has proved her skills, her credentials for years in front of countless audiences. If you yourself have had mediumistic experiences that you'd like to share with us, we would love to hear from you. So, without further ado, I would like to welcome Debbie Squizero joining us. Hi! From where exactly in the US are you?
I am in this little tiny state on the East Coast called Rhode Island. We are sometimes confused with Long Island in New York, but I am in Rhode Island. So we are the smallest of the 50 states. That's where I am.
Oh, is it actually the smallest?
Yes.
I'll bet you it's not the last one that you forget to put down in the state game, though. It's not, because it's like, because it's like a cool name, so it's not really that forgettable. It's small but mighty. And I'm so excited to have you here. I have been a huge fan of your work for, it must be 4 or 5 years that we've known each other online.
Yes, and I am a huge fan of your work. When I first connected with you online, I had to even put him here. I was like, this is my girl, because most people don't use this deck, right? Most do not. When I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, she's my girl. Like, this is like my give it to me deck. Like, I read for myself, but when I met you and connected with you, it's either 4 or 5 years ago. I was like, oh, that's my girl. I'm like, that is my girl. She does the Crowley deck. I love it.
I think it's really incredible because for me, not wanting to talk about me, I want to talk all about you, but my connection with a Thoth deck, with a Crowley deck, is lifelong. That's the first thing I read. That's the first thing I started from. So it wasn't until I was kind of new on social media, and again, that's just about about 5.5 years ago. I was new on social media, and somebody said to me, "Oh yeah, a lot of people are scared of the deck," and I was like, "What? Why?" And it turned out to be true because when I lived in London, everyone I knew were witches. Everyone could read. It was like everybody's main deck. So I was in this little bubble where this deck was the norm. If you come, I'll introduce you to everybody.
Yeah, I just love
you.
I prefer it over the Rider Waite deck. It's just, I call it my give it to me. Like, that Jay-Z song, show me what you got. I'm always like, show me what you got. Because here it is. We don't hold any punches on this deck.
Absolutely. And for everybody watching, towards the end of the show, we're going to be doing like side-by-side readings for you. So when we get to it, if you send in your questions, we'll do some readings together. Eric is getting involved from Facebook, saying, I know some that has an actual deck from Crowley. That is mind-blowing.
Absolutely.
I would love to sort of see some of the original images. That's like really a personal conversation. Debbie, are you in the Facebook group where you can see sort of the old versions of some of them? I'll get you in.
I think I am in, but I'm going to double. But yeah, if not, please do.
Yeah, there's no dabbling. There's no that. You're in or out. You're my friend. So you're here to represent mediums, because to me, you're one of the most mind-blowing mediums there are. I know that you go around in intimate rooms. How large are your gatherings that you do? Is it about 50, 100 people?
Yeah, I do anywhere from, I love big or small. I love it all, big or small. So I will do groups of 10, 15, and I've done groups of over 100 people. So,
Yeah.
and it's a different energy and vibe for each of those groups. So I love it all, the big, the small. So yeah, anywhere from 10 to 15 people, 25 to over 100 people. So yeah.
That's amazing. But yeah, I wanted to know how you got to it. What's your origin story? What is the path that got Debbie, who worked a regular job and had a regular life, into being this international medium superstar?
Oh gosh, first, Emma, this is my honor to be with you and share this screen, and for you to ask me to be a guest with you, because you're amazing.
Oh.
I look at you and you inspire me. I'm like, oh my God, she's got a family. She's giving predictions for magazines. She is at adult gymnastics. She's recording a television show. She's doing a commercial. I'm like, oh my God. And I know there are times I read you go, I don't know how you do it all, but you inspire me. So
no,
first, I want to say thank you.
The secret is to not worry if you do it badly. That's the secret. Let go of the judgment, let go of the internal judgment, and just because you're saying about the adult gymnastics, so you've seen me post up videos of getting on the trampoline and flip-flopping onto the mattress in a way that makes my daughter not want to walk on the same side of the street with me, because it's so poor. You know that trend of people posting up like sporty videos of themselves being absolute garbage and saying, I did not make it to the Olympics, Paris 2024. Yeah. That is me. That is exactly the level. And I carry that level onto my housekeeping. I carry that level onto my parenting. The only place where I really demand a lot of excellence for myself is in my work. Wow. So we're pretty much, in the same space there.
Absolutely. Yes. So to go back to my story, I always tell my story like a timeline because that's really how it happened for me. I have denied or not stepped into this work fully, but I am in my early 50s, and my first knowing and first remembering of any sort of encounter with spirit would be age 6. And I would go to sleep at night, and here was my bed and my closet was in front of me. And I would tell my mom, can you close the closet door? Because like people come out of my closet. And I would see them like we would watch a ghost hunter show today. Like I would see like a floaty figure. That's how and I didn't know what it was. I didn't know. So my mom would humor me, close the closet door, and their beautiful ethereal loved ones, and they would come right through. And I don't see or sense spirit in that way anymore. But when you're so young and not tainted by the way of the world and ego, so that was my first like knowing. Now I'll back up and say, like you said, I was a special education, kindergarten, first grade special education teacher for 23 years. And like the joke in my family is that both of my parents were teachers, and I swore I would never be a teacher. And here I was for 23 years. And I just said to my parents, I go, but I want to be different. I want to teach special. I had a love for special children, autistic children. It's just a love in my heart. And so there I was for 23 years. So as I'm teaching and my timeline goes on, I regress back. So then I always go in my timeline to around my like late teens, 18, 19, into my 20s, because there were several things that happened that kind of opened my eyes and got me closer to the spirit realm, where I started in my late teens. Couple of things. People would tell me their deepest, darkest things. And I could feel it in Ball. Like I could feel them being like, Debbie, I've never told anybody this. And I'm like, I just know that this is the truth. And I would say, finally, after like the third or fourth person, I would that naturally say, like, well, why do you tell me these things? And the answer was usually the same. They would say same or similar, like, well, you give the best advice. And I'd be like, okay, listen, I'm just being Deb Squizero. But I now know it was channeled from a higher source. So that happened. Then I really started vivid dreams of my loved ones who passed over. And this is what I realized in all my dreams. The commonality was no matter how my loved ones passed, tragic, unexpected, old age, it didn't matter. They all showed up in my dream happy, full of love, and looking better than ever. That was the common thread in all my dreams. And the dreams would be so vivid. And sometimes we would actually have a chat, or sometimes it was just telepathic. I could just feel the love and know that they were good. Like they didn't even have to say anything to me. I would just be like, I know they're in a good place. Also in my 20s, that's when I started being drawn to tarot and having my cards read. And so I had a couple of them, but one woman in particular who read for me all in my 20s. And she would say the same message to me over and over that I would hear from other card readers or mediums. And she would say to me all the time, but Debbie, you're going to do this work. And I'd say so-and-so, but you are out of your mind. I'm not doing this work. I'm in my 20s. Like, I'm going to go be a teacher, right? But she would say it to me all the time. So I'd be like, all right, I go, listen, I love coming here. She connected me with my beautiful people on the other side, told me about life, what was going on. So she was great. So then I roll on into my 30s. And this is where I always stop in my timeline. And I say to people, if anybody that follows me, like I always say, this place is Earth School. Many of us will refer to the school of life as Earth School. And we come here to have experiences and do learning. So in my 30s, and I also should say that I connect very much with spirit through song. So many times I'll start talking, even with you, I'll hear a song, I'll just break out in a lyric or two because I hear a song. It's just the way that I connect. But in my 30s, I always say, welcome to Earth School. This is the hardest school that your soul will ever attend. We are all well aware that we're given tests that we did not know we had to study for. Pop quizzes that come our way all the time, and we're usually ill-prepared for these things. And I say it's spirit coming in with the rug trick, the tablecloth trick, or the Diana Ross, the upside down. But I always say after we do the upside down, we do the other Diana Ross, the I'm coming out, after those hardships, right? So in my 30s, I had one of those moments, and the woman who read for me all in my 20s was no longer here. She went and moved to Canada. and she was not in Rhode Island anymore. And so now I like to tell people, listen, let's go back 20, this is 20 years ago. We AOL online was just coming, email was coming on the scene. The phone in the bag was just coming on the scene. So I was like, how do I'd have a phone number? She had moved. So the ladies that I worked with and was teaching with at the time sent me to another woman, a local healer, and she changed my life forever. So I sat down with her, and the first thing she did was say to me the same thing this woman said to me. Do you know you have a gift, talent, ability? But I go, okay, listen, I'm 10 years older. I'm in a different space. Talk to me about this. So she talked to me about it. And when I left her, I said, I just want to get this straight. So you're saying to me that the comfort and the peace that you just brought me, how you connected me with my beautiful loved ones in the afterlife, how you helped me to make sense of my life. You're telling me I can do that for other people? She's like, yes. I go, well, then you sign me up, because I want people to understand this comfort. I want them to experience this. I want them to know that there is life after life, that their loved ones have not missed out on their life, and they are with them all the time, even in the smallest of moments. So I took every course and study of workshop that I could with her 20 years ago. I worked nights and weekends for 10 years behind the scenes as I worked my job for 23 years, my teaching career. And then I did work out of my house for a long time, because mediumship and all of this, and I think you'll agree with me about that, it wasn't so mainstream 20 years ago.
It was absolutely not. And this is why I see her as such a top person, because anyone that was doing it more than half a decade ago was doing it against the tide. And there's a lot of people watching who have been practicing mediums, practicing psychics, but up until a few years ago have had to either not do it in secret, but certainly not count on it as a career.
1,000%. And so I would read at my house with the blinds closed. I slowly made my way out into the world. I hear the song from this television show, Cheers, making your way in the world today takes everything you got. And so what I did was I slowly made my way out and had an office and up for 10 years. Then in 2019, Spirit came knocking again. And they basically were showing me and telling me that we were going to leave teaching, and I was scared out of my mind. This was comfortable for me. I thought that mediumship would be my retirement gig. I truly did. And, this is what I know, that when Spirit comes in and does that Diana Ross upside down for you, that they're basically saying, listen, there's something on your path that you agreed to do here, and you're not doing it. So we're going to come in and we're going to turn your life upside down to get you where you need to be. And so, of course, I resisted. I always say the thing we resist the most is the thing we need to truly embrace the most. So I resisted, and I could feel my passion with my teaching changing to wanting to be with my clients, teaching more about the afterlife. So with much resistance in 2019, when they kind of told me this, I said, well, I think I'll take a year off from school. I'll take a year leave of absence. Listen, this is what I know. When we connect with an intelligence. Okay. Your loved ones are an infinite intelligence. I mean this with love and respect when I say I gave up with arguing with my dead people and my dead loved ones a long time ago. I mean that with love and respect. They're always right. I am not right. They are right. Listen to them. And so what happened was, I always say this is the best, worst thing that ever happened to me, because it got me here to live my passion. And my tagline is healing people one soul at a time. Spirit said, Deb Squazzaro, listen up. We're going to give you a nervous breakdown, stress-induced mental and emotional breakdown.
Sorry, not funny, but funny.
Yes, because I wasn't listening I was getting run down. I was energetically sick. I was physically sick. I was not listening. And so it did fix my ass, I will say that. And
we're not meant to be swearing. I know it's YouTube, but we treat it the same as TV because it goes coast to coast and across the world on all the podcasting channels.
Thank you. Okay, so it fixed my behind.
It
fixed my behind, and it got my behind into gear. And I took that year leave of absence. And what it did was it opened it opened all the doors for me. And from there, I left my teaching position, and I feel just so grateful. I say now that I don't work a job anymore, I get to I'm honored to live my passion every day, help people, heal people one soul at a time. So I'm just honored. I'm grateful every day to do the work that I get to do. I'm passionate, super passionate about helping people.
That's amazing. And actually, what I was wanting to ask you beforehand, and I think you kind of answered it um, almost double, is what makes you so passionate about it. So there's a couple of things that I picked up as you spoke, and I like repeating obvious things to people because sometimes they don't realize. But the fact that your loved ones were coming to you and they were all healed and they were feeling well and they were, not sick, not aching, not poorly, that must have ignited a real passion for the afterlife.
Yes.
But also the ability to give people that comfort that only comes from knowing for 100% that the person on the other side is the person they're connecting to, and that they are fine, that they are not in pain. So these must be, a couple of sides of your, of your, work awareness shape. But what other things kind of make you so excited to be living out your wildest dreams?
That's exactly what it is. Thank you.
No, but I know though.
When you can, I love when you can connect somebody with a loved one, and you can bring them that peace and that healing. That sometimes grief is so emotional. And a lot of times we have unanswered questions, or we need to learn more about the afterlife. And I love that my passion is to teach people about the afterlife, to let them know that you can connect with your loved ones and that they are just a thought away. Like my clients will say, Debbie, can you tell my mom, my dad? And I'm like, listen, you know what? This is what I know. The moment you think of them, the moment that you talk about them, if you talk to them inside your head or out loud, I'll be there. They are with you at that exact moment. They don't judge. This is what I know. I love to teach people about like the unconditional love. So they don't judge on the other side either. So what I know is that when we say somebody has died, the physical body has died, the vehicle has died, but the beautiful soul makes what I understand with my understanding with spirit, makes a lateral transition into the beautiful world of spirit, which is just another realm of consciousness, another dimension, whether you want to call that heaven, the other side. But what I know is that they're truly with you every step of the way, every day. And this passion to teach people that they can connect. Like I love when spirit shows me an oversized like radio dial. And for me, they're just saying, all we're doing, Debbie, is turning the volume up. That's all we're doing. Teaching people to turn I might just turn things that you might already know. We just turn the volume up a little louder to either validate you. So this passion of like teaching people about the afterlife, truly that helps me to live my passion, and just to sit and connect with people. And it's, grief, sometimes we have a lot of unanswered questions, and to help people either find closure or healing or any of that, or when they'll say to you, I personally, the other passion for me is when I connect with your loved ones and they connect me with a memory. I mean, that is something that is so beautiful to me, because a lot of times as an evidential medium, we do want evidence. I want evidence of who I'm with. But after I have that evidence, I love the way I work with my spirit team and whoever I'm reading for, their spirit team, that we will connect and they will bring through, I like to call it conversations and current events. So after we connect with them evidentially and they start bringing through things that are happening in their life, this is also my passion, to turn up the volume and let them know, I've never left you. I need you to know. I know that it's not easy. I know Spirit's saying to me too. I started with I love when my team holds me accountable. If I have something important that I didn't finish,
Somebody's got to.
I heard them say to me, you said the physical body died in the vehicle. Yes. And then we make that beautiful transition. So we're not really dead. In essence, the
Yeah.
physical body that we come to experience this earth school journey, that vehicle is gone, and we leave here in the physical world. Any mental, emotional, physical, spiritual obstacle or challenge that we carried or faced here, it doesn't go with us. So that's why when we dream of them, if we have that visitation, why they show up whole and beautiful. And the unconditional love piece is, I would say to spirit, okay, you tell me unconditional love, but the teacher in me, I need a visual. I need, like, that's kind of vague for me. Like, could you break it down so my clients can understand it, so I understand it? So one day, usually spirit will talk to me when I'm minding my business, brushing my teeth, blowing dry my hair. Very subtly, they'll come in with these like nuggets. And so one day they said to me, like, Debbie, unconditional love, look at animals. And I went, oh, because I started to say that your loved ones don't judge. Animals and pets, they are loyal to the end. They never judge us, and they're always there. And so they love us unconditionally, no matter what. They love and support us, full of unconditional love. That is your loved ones on the other side. They honor that you have a journey, that you have a learning, and you have experiences here. They are not judging you. They are absolutely healing, helping, and guiding 1,000% from the other side, whether you got along or not here in the physical world.
That's such amazing reassurance. And I think that's something that everybody can relate to. I have an emergency message for you. So I could see Kathy, was it Kathy? Calling you and trying to get your attention. She says, Debbie, Chester, New Jersey. What have we got from Catherine Murphy? Someone get her attention. She might remember me. The chick knows my favorite Sue. I don't even know how to decipher that. Do you know Catherine Murphy? Which, no disrespect to anybody's name, but there are 4 million people in Ireland. 2 million of them are called Catherine Murphy. So give us some more details. But yeah, I could not not see the messages. So Catherine, we are waiting for you to catch up. The messages below, I know that all of you are very much missing Grizz's face from the screen. Grizz is behind the scenes, pulling the levers and pushing the buttons and making sure that all the screens are working together and that all the messages are showing up. So I could see the messages coming through, but I'm waiting for you for a little bit more information while you're doing that. And hi Lorna, and hi Tor, and hi Virgil, and hi Twisted and everything. Oh, I spent 14 months in New Jersey in 2012.
Oh, I like to say, Catherine, I'm so sorry. I like to say doing this work, I don't know how else to put it, but I call it psychic medium brain. I don't know what else to call it. My short-term memory is like not so good since I've been doing this work full time. I don't know if it's like spirit going, listen, we can't hold it all in.
I think that's exactly what it is, because humans, I don't know if it's like a myth or if it's really true, but we say that we use just 5% of our brain. I think it's probably sort of not exactly that, but we use a totally different part of the brain for everyday stuff than we do for all the psychic stuff. And the psychic stuff, everybody's got it, but a lot of people can't really access it.
Yeah.
So once we get that fired up, then the other bits, like, going to the supermarket and, remembering best friends, first name, they kind of drop. Virgil says Grizzly is one handsome dude. That is very, very true. But the real beauty is on the inside anyway, and he's beautiful inside and out. So yeah, sorry. So we're while Catherine helps us decipher the mystery, I have got one of my personal friends to come and have a demo reading from you, because I love her so much. And I thought that the two of you would connect. You were really like two jigsaw pieces in my mind. So are you excited to oh, there we go. Catherine says, it's amazing how much I understand that. I remember you from my classes with Sue. It would be so much easier if I remembered her last name. So 2012, Sue. I'm assuming psychic classes.
I am too. I'm trying to think. It might
That's all right. But just in a little bit, you're going to go open the fridge and then it'll hit you.
That's what happens.
Right? It's the fridge. Yeah. It's a safe space. So yeah. Are you ready to give a demonstration reading to my friend Anna? Can we welcome her?
I am just honored.
Hi. Hello.
This is international author, poet, tarot reader, and all-round goddess, Anna McCarrow. As you can see, Anna meet Debbie.
Debbie girl.
Anna.
Hi, Debbie.
I'm going to step out of the conversation and listen intently and watch you work your magic, Debbie.
Perfect. I have to say, it's so funny. I feel like you're like, the two of you resemble one another. Like you look sister-like. I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah. We are sisters from other misters.
You 1,000%. You look so much alike and you have the same beautiful energy. I love it.
Oh, well, I think that's a huge compliment for me. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, dead air.
Let's fill it with Anna, are you ready? I'm really connecting strongly. When you first came on, I was connecting with a dad figure for you first. So I don't know if you have dad in spirit or dad.
I don't. No, he's like one of the only ones still left.
Well, thank God for that. But for me, when I do connect with a dad, or sometimes it's a father-in-law or it's a grandfather, but I am connecting also with. I'm feeling very strongly that if it's not this father or a father figure, somebody who also had respiratory issues while they were here in the physical world. And that for me is, I feel here I'm with one lung. That would be lung cancer, emphysema, breathing, anything like that.
It doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
I'm just trying to have a think through. No, not really.
Okay.
No, that's okay.
That's
not helpful.
That's all right.
I mean, both of my grandfathers are no longer with us.
Yep.
But I don't think that was an issue for either of them.
And I'm also being made aware of somebody who has the first initial of an E, first initial, first name, like an Edward and Eddie, like an E name.
I mean, so sometimes a person from my family that comes to me in spirit is actually my great grandmother, who is Evie, who is a lady, obviously.
As soon as you said that to me, so I feel like this is her. She was one of a kind and very unique.
Mm-hmm.
That's how she makes me feel. And she is, she makes me feel like she was very strong-willed when she was here. And she makes me feel very feisty. And she could just be very forward with her words. Does that make sense with her personality?
Well, I didn't know her because she was my great grandmother, but I have quite a weirdly strong connection to her because, and you say it's interesting about words, is in that she was a writer and I'm a writer, and she was a huge fan of books, and I have a lot of her books.
Okay.
Which was passed to me through my granny. So
that's so funny because I was going to say to you, I feel as though either, I don't know if she had the same thread of the what do you call it? Not the afterlife, but like reading and metaphysical as you do, but it's not, it's more of like the writing that she channels through you. And that kind of, because she does guide you. I understand that very well because I have a grandma on my dad's side who I never knew, but I feel very connected to her for the same reasons. And when that comes up for me, I always feel as though it's because they had a same or similar path here in the physical world that you have, and they have expertise and you will take it to the next level. She says to me, you already have, but you will continue to take that to the next level. She also shows me she's responsible for putting in front of you beautiful opportunities and people, and she will continue to do that. She
Oh,
also makes me aware of, like, she'll also continue to put, when I say reading and research and mentors, consultants, it's just her way of strategically placing beautiful people in your path to help you with that. Do you have an upcoming book, or did you do poetry or anything like that? Because she's making me aware that there's something that's coming up like that.
yeah, I have. I publish quite a few books every year, so I've got one that I'm working on, and there's always another one coming. Hmm.
Perfect. And she is honoring this and guiding. And you have jewelry of hers as well, even though you are not to know her here. She says to me, you do have some of her jewelry.
Yeah, I do. I have some of her. I have a variety of things that belong to her. Some of which are jewelry, and I like. I have an inkwell that belonged to her,
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, lots of really
Yeah.
nice things.
Okay. So perfect. Do you have earrings? She makes me want to talk about earrings. I don't know if you have earrings of hers or somebody else's, but I'm being made aware of
Oh.
earrings being passed down.
I didn't get that. I've got a bracelet of hers.
Ask
Um,
mom if she's got, or dad. Is this mom's mom? That rolled off my tongue?
it's my on my dad's side, and
Of
it's
course.
my great grandmother. So and my yeah. So I can't really ask anyone, but
Oh, I
apart
feel
from my dad, maybe. But
earrings involved. Take earrings with you. There's something with earrings. Sometimes we
mm,
figure it out like after. But what
mhm.
I do know is she is very involved in your journey here. And she is showing me like November is going to be a month where things are going to, I love to sing because I hear it, turn the beat around. So if you are like stuck or things are not moving at the pace, she is telling me November that things will pick up. She was a make it happen woman when she was here. She was going to make sure that she made things happen. She was very independent. She was very sure of herself, and she was going to make sure she would move mountains. That's how she makes me feel. Ain't no mountain. Naturally, listen, we'll make those mountains move.
Mhm.
So I do get a connection with her with that big E. So know for sure that she is absolutely, not my word, an integral part of your journey and your growth here. And she will continue to guide you for sure. I want to figure out who this very strong dad figure is for you. Do you have a grandfather who is very strong into like carpentry, tools, woodworking? I'm getting this connection very strong with like carpentry and tools and woodworking,
Mm.
making things in that way.
No. One of them I didn't know, and because he died before I was born. The other one I did know, and no, he was he was an industrial chemist.
Oh
So,
gosh,
there you
no,
go.
I'm definitely, oh gosh, no, I'm not even picking up
It
that
doesn't
vibe.
sound like him.
I know, I'm totally picking up on this guy who wants to keep showing me his toolbox, and he tells me I was very good, like with carpentry, woodworking, construction, very good with things like that.
Yeah, it's funny because I've known many men like that in this life that aren't related to me, and but no, I can't think of a member of family
That's okay. I
like
also
that.
want to talk about and being made aware of like a young male that had crossed for you. Do you understand a young male who would have crossed suddenly and unexpectedly and very tragically? Do you understand that?
That's interesting. Yeah, but I've had this. Actually, somebody said this to me in the past, a while ago now, and at the time, my flatmate, my friends, her brother had a younger brother had who would have been in his early 20s had died at that time.
Would you have understood him to be connected to addiction?
No, that wasn't him. But hmm, I can't think of a young man though that that fits.
I don't know. I do get that connect. How funny.
Mm,
I get all these connections with, and I always say, listen, I have this saying, I say, sometimes we're right church, wrong pew, and we got to get to the right church in the right pew. And I always say, this is
mm,
an emotional experience. And sometimes I always say, just like we have all different communicators here in the physical world, your loved ones also show up in different ways. So sometimes they show up with how they passed, maybe like your grandmother with her big initial of her first name, or all different things like that. So I wish I would get more information, but I'm definitely connecting with this person who had respiratory issues. And well, if this is what happens sometimes it might be for you or Grizzly, even though I'm trying to connect.
We have a match in the comments. If you lower your eyes, Val says that it all resonates with her. So
how
it's
funny.
possible.
This is for you, Val.
It's possible. It happens.
Okay. It does.
It's sadly far from rare.
This is what I know. This is what I've learned. I've studied with so many teachers and mentors to understand spirit and to like refine and define my skill, because at the end of the day, I want to be able to help people the best that I can as a psychic medium. And the most frustrating thing being a medium is that we have to surrender. We call it surrender in our world. And that means it's not up to us. So as much as I want to like connect with you right now, I got some other people who are coming because I look at you, Anna, and I'm like, somebody's going, no, listen, I had respiratory issues. I had lung cancer. Can you please talk to me? And I'm just like, no, I want to connect with this beautiful lady that's on my screen right here. And this is what I've learned, that it's not up to me at the end of the day. But I know that your grandmother definitely great grandmother, sorry, she just corrected me. She's like, no, I'm the great. I'm like, okay. Stepping in and definitely guiding your path with, that's very strong for me. But I do know that I am connecting you with a dad figure, and I really want more information with this. And I'm going to say, is there an alcohol connection anywhere in your family?
Yeah, I feel so unhelpful. No, I mean, ironically, only with my dad, but he's alive.
He's alive. Okay. So this is what I understand. No, thank you for that. This is what I understand when I channel. So your dad, you understand the alcohol connection with your dad here in the physical. So I want to say this is somebody on his side that is bringing my attention to this here in the physical world. This is one of his loved ones. I am feeling as though it is his father, where they weren't always on the same page. Did you hear stories about him and his dad not being on the same page?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I just got a chill down my right leg. So I feel like you're going to be the messenger if you feel like you want to give your dad this message. But this is him coming through. And this is what they'll do for me for the longest time, Anna. I would be like, listen, that person is alive. And Spirit's like, no, listen, I'm trying to get your attention because I want to connect with somebody else close to the person you're reading for.
It's like kind of putting a letter in a postbox, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So what he's making me aware of is that he was unable to be the dad that your dad needed. He was ill prepared to be a dad. He said to me, I did not have the skill set. I did not have the abilities. I could not be I can't be what you want me to be. The Bad Liar song from Imagine Dragons. And so he tells me he was not the kind of person who was going to apologize or take responsibility for any of his choices or actions here. And he says, for that, I'm sorry. He said, because my son he's a good person. He still struggles with some of the stuff from when he was growing up with me as his dad. So he's stepping forward to take responsibility for his choices and his actions here in the physical world. For me, how that happens, they send a forgiveness energy. That's how I understand it. And he is just stepping forward to just say, if you feel comfortable, that he does recognize, understand, and own, he says. He's healing on the other side and wants to own his poor choices and decisions, because he was very absent when he was here as a dad to your dad, is what he says to me. He wasn't always there for him. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's I think that's probably fairly accurate. Like they had a loving relationship. It wasn't not loving, but also not very close, and they're quite different.
Yeah, emotionally.
And like my grandpa was a really lovely man, but he was quite Victorian dad.
He was quite a different father than grandfather.
He was a really lovely grandpa. He was very twinkly, but I think as a dad, he wasn't.
He would give you like dollar bills or money and things like that.
Oh yeah, no, he was lovely to us. Lovely to us, and it wasn't not lovely to them, but very strict.
Yeah, it was from his upbringing, he says.
Yeah.
So so I always say if you feel comfortable being the messenger, but that's the dad I'm connecting with on the other side. Sometimes it takes me a little bit. I'm like, I always say, I'm very honest and open when I channel. So I'm like, listen, I said, while I'm speaking to the person I'm working with, I'm also having a conversation with your loved ones. I'm always like, listen, step it up. Your loved one's here. Give me more information. Let me understand. I know that I had a dad here. I just was like, can you give me more information? And that's how he got me to get to your dad. Yeah.
Oh.
I want to also talk about one more thing. Where I got that there was a passing in the home. Who passed in the home? Female.
Both my grandmother did. She died at home. Who else?
Do you have her pearls? She talks about her pearls.
I have got stuff of hers.
I give you spiritual homework. That's what I call it.
I think I have got like a few sets of pearls, and I think at least one of them is hers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
She's showing me her beautiful pearls, but she shows me and takes me to the home where she passed. And I feel as though the home is a smaller home. And she shows me that family, like I want to say her daughter, would this be your mom, put her life on hold, like everything stopped and attended to her. And so she's acknowledging this. Does that make sense so far?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. So I was thinking about my other grandma, but actually this makes more sense. Yeah, I know. Yes, that's true. And that makes 100% sense. Yes. She did also die at home.
Okay. Perfect. What's being acknowledged is an appreciation for, I just heard letting her pass on her own terms and her own conditions. So she's very grateful.
Yeah. Oh, that's nice. I didn't know her. My mum and her were very close.
And is mom in spirit for you as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. And is this mom's mom?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
Perfect. So
I would think so.
They're stepping forward together. I got one more thing though. Would you understand like the sewing with this grandmother?
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
I would.
I said to her, if I'm on the right path, could you show me something else and let me know so I can let Anna know? And she wants to show me beautiful brooches and pins. That's the other thing too.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's remarkable. That's remarkable. They both did that for a living. That's what they did. And I've got my grandmother's sewing machine, one of those cast iron, in England, they're mostly made by Singer, but she was German, so it's made by a company called Pfaff. It's just this big cast iron black thing. Anyway, I have that. And my mum was a dressmaker too.
Oh my gosh, beautiful. So, but I want you to know that they're both together. I love it when they step forward together. A lot of times I will ask, who'd you meet up with when you went over to Spirit? So I love how lovely that they are so happy together. And your mom makes me feel like you talk to her a lot in spirit to guide you and help you here in the physical, and know that she's a beautiful. Do you have angel statues for your mom? Because she shows me like little angels and statues that you would have either in her honor or they would be for her.
I don't. I mean, I have a lot of pictures of her and things, but I don't. But clearly, I should. It's what
for her. Do you have them for somebody else? Because I'm seeing them clearly, and I feel like they're in honor of somebody.
Do I have them for anyone in particular? No. I mean, I have a variety of sacred spaces around the house, which are kind of more altars and things. Funnily enough, I have a little space that I created quite recently for a friend of mine that passed over unexpectedly, who's like a friend of mine my age. And I just set that up a few months ago.
Are there angels there on that altar at all?
No, they're not. But funnily enough, her daughters have that. Have set that up.
That's how I'm going to understand this then, and let her, if you can, let her daughters know how she's being remembered and she wants to. She passed tragically. That's what she said to me. Very quick and tragic.
So quick, yeah.
And she's also making me aware. So if you feel comfortable, I would say, listen, if you don't, it's okay. But I love that Spirit will use other people as a messenger to let them know, like, I am looking over you and I am with you, because she's also acknowledging either they're thinking about, or she's a recent passing, you said, right? Of like 2 years or less, like months,
Yeah, year and a
right?
half. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So she's also making me aware that either they did do this or they're thinking about getting a tattoo for her in her memory or honor. So she's letting me know that too. There's like either writing or something like that as well. And
Yeah.
she wants to honor that as well. So.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I think I'm not entirely sure about the tattoo, but it sounds like something that they would do. And
They were all, she gives me the energy. They were very closely connected.
yeah, it's super sad.
Yeah.
And she's got 4 children, and the lot, it was a lot family, and they're, you know, close knit and everything, and absolutely devastated to have lost her.
I want to go back to your mom for a minute. Would you remember her to be a very put together woman?
Oh yeah.
Because all of a sudden I'm talking to you and I see that same image of your mom come forward and she's like, look at me. I am so put together. There was an importance around the way I dressed. I looked. Back in the day, she would have her share of hats, she shows me. So she was just a very elegant, sophisticated, put together woman. I love
Yeah,
it.
she was gorgeous, and she was always very well dressed, and she just,
And she showed me too, she smelled
yeah.
good. She showed me her
Yeah,
perfume.
all the things. She's a Capricorn. She did.
So am I. Stop it. What's the date of her birthday?
She was 7th of January.
I'm the 5th. I can't. That's crazy.
There you go. Yeah. You don't leave the house without putting your face on. And yeah, collars up, handbag. Yeah.
Wow. I've got to slow you girls down because I would love to sort of keep listening. But Debbie, that was incredible. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Debbie.
And Anna, where can people find you?
Oh, find me on my website is annamacaro.com. I'm a writer, so you can find out about stuff that I've written there. And yeah, that's probably the best place to go.
For those of you who love tarot,
thank you.
This is Anna's poetry book, Tarot Poetics. That's different poems for each card. Was it a card a day practice?
It was
taking the card a day practice.
A reading a week for a year, yeah.
Atomic. Beautiful. Thank you so much for being our guinea pig.
Oh, thanks for having me. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yes. Anna, thank you so much for working with me. I leave you with your mom, your grandma's love, and that message for your dad from your grandfather on the other side. Thank you so much for sharing your loved ones with me.
Thank you, Debbie. That was really kind and lovely of you.
I'm grateful. Thank you.
Thank you. And now we've really just got a few minutes left for the show, but we want to bring the viewers in with any questions. So we'll probably have time for just maybe 2 or 3 little readings, but if we do side by side, I think it's a lot of fun. I'm definitely going with the tarot because that's totally my thing. You, Debbie, see how you connect with any person in your own way. So Leela says specifically for you, Leela B says, thank you, Debbie, for sharing your amazing journey with us, sending positive vibes your way and hoping to receive a reading if you feel drawn to me.
The first thing I got, Leela. The first thing is about your career.
I said it the way they say it here. Yeah, it's probably Lila.
Long, twisted last name. So the first thing I got when I connected with you is about whatever you're doing with job or career. I love when I got to sing, I still haven't found what I'm looking for, but they make me feel that there's a lot going on with your job. There's like an indecision, but I love that as I'm going forward in like September through November, that your schedule, I like to call it a quality of life change, will change for you. So things are going to dial down, get easier, not be so overwhelming for you. Like it's going, like I got to sing to you, Andy Graham, got to keep your head up. Whoa. And that's going to change for you, especially starting the very end. I love my people work good with my calendar. I got like the 28th through the 30th of September into November, where it's a beautiful quality of life change. So it's just going to take some time, but that's what I got for you. Things are changing career, and there's also a move somewhere in there too for you. So
that's amazing, because I pulled out just the one card. I thought, it'll be fun to have an addition. And this card represents the time of Scorpio, which is obviously from around the 20th, 21st of October up to around 20th, 21st of November. So we have a date overlap, which is always exciting. And what this one says to you is to put aside your kindness and your generosity and everything, and please center yourself for a change, because you're very kind and you're always looking after everybody, but who's looking after Leela/Lila?
I know I'm so bad involved with names too.
Oh no, it's just I'm not even English. I just I just live here for for a very, very long time, but I have no excuse for sort of using the English pronunciation for things. Val says, have a message for me, I think. And Val was the one that could relate to almost every last little bit that you said that Anna couldn't connect to. And when you were talking to Anna about the angels, Val sent the extra message to say that she has an angel connection. So I think you will not struggle at all to have a message for her, because you've already got a stock of them.
Oh my gosh. Val, how does she understand is that mom in spirit? She has a strong mom energy in spirit is what I got. And this mom energy is very devoted to whatever faith or practice. Cause I just see, for me, when they show me rosary beads, they don't have to be Catholic. I just understand that as a strong faith. That's what spirit shows me. I am just getting to embrace, first of all, she's carrying a lot from her grief and loss journey, and to remember to I get this ocean connection with her. So whether to go to the ocean, to embrace her inner child, it's a time to I got a song, set me free, why don't you, babe? And things are going to look up for you in September. But right now it's about self-care, emotional self-care more than anything. Because I feel like she gives to others. It's time to give to herself emotionally.
Amazing. And just a little addition of what I've got here. I've got the Ace of Discs, the Ace of Coins, Pentacles, and it says that there are new beginnings financially. So if you're a little bit concerned that maybe it'll be hard to make ends meet, there is another little windfall of money coming to help smooth everything over. And have we got the time to do one more? Have we got somebody? Liana is just saying, hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. And I can just sort of see everybody sort of chatting to each other in the comments. So I think probably the most important thing, Debbie, for you, how can people find you? You obviously work in Rhode Island. You're very well known there, but how can people find you outside of Rhode Island?
Thank you so much. I'm on social media, and I have my website. And I know you can relate to this, because we have so many of these imposter accounts, I always say, legitimately, if you go through my website, there are links to my legit social media pages, and it's under my name, which is on the screen. So all the services that I offer in person here in Rhode Island, I offer on Zoom. And so you can connect with me through Zoom. I feel really grateful, super grateful right now. I'm booked through the end of the year. I will be putting up a calendar for next year, the end of this month. But you can find me on, I have my business page on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I also have a YouTube channel all of these are under my name. And so is my website. On my YouTube channel, I answer, there's a couple of podcasts and things, but I also answer, I received a lot of questions in my 10 years of working nights and weekends. So I took the most frequently asked questions and I answer those on my YouTube channel. So feel free to check that out, subscribe. I always had a lot of wonderings about the afterlife, which through my own journey were answered. So I like to share all of that information with you. So I'm also there. And everything's my website and social media. That's where you can find me. And I post, as you know, like you and Ball, every day. I love to connect with my people. I'll post things about grief and loss to help you on your journey. I'm all about it. I have a passion for that. I will post things to help us empower ourselves here at Earth School. And then Spirit always says, listen, we got to laugh. We got to remember to laugh. So I post funny things and then just things that are going on in my life too. So all of that. And
Amazing.
I want to thank you from the absolute bottom of my heart for opening your beautiful show to me and having me on and trusting me with your friend and all of these beautiful people who have come on to join us with their kindness and support. I'm so touched.
Oh no, it was such a wonderful experience for me, and I have been looking forward to being able to do this for all of the evers.
I know.
So this was so much fun. Maybe we should do it again sometime.
Listen, I absolutely just get on and do readings. I love this is an honor for me to read side by side with you. You have helped me in my own journey. So I mean, to be here with you is just amazing. And I'm just so incredibly grateful.
Thank you so much.
Your kindness. Yeah, you're very inspiring.
It's too kind. So thank you for everybody who has joined us throughout the show. We are the Bigfoot Outlaw family here on the channel, on YouTube and on Facebook and on all good podcasting platforms, coast to coast and across the world. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm actually on holidays, I hope, for 2 weeks. So I will see you again in September and I look forward to it. Have a lovely night and goodbye.